He's the man, he's the myth, he's the legend, he's the scientist with all the answers and all the questions. It's time for another episode of Alex's Science Corner.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, please, thank you. Thank you. Woo!
So, Alex, what's going on, my friend, in the wide, wide world of science?
Okay, a couple of short things here. First up, did you know that jellyfish sleep?
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, well, nobody really was until some researchers figured that out. And they figured out that jellyfish do sleep. And what's interesting about that is many researchers thought that sleeping was something that a brain required. But now that they've figured out that jellyfish do sleep, and there's a lot of different things they did to test that out, but because jellyfish sleep, it means that there's a more fundamental reason why creatures sleep than just because we have brains. So they suspect that has something to do with cells themselves, the neuron cells themselves that require sleep, causing the creature, or bringing sleep about.
Perhaps they're just at rest.
No, that's one of the things that they were testing. And it's not just that they're at rest. They tested their reactions under different circumstances. And if they were, quote unquote, awake, they reacted much, much faster than when they were asleep and they were bothered. And if they were kept awake, their reactions would be slowed down afterwards. So they acted just like we would act if we were suffering from sleep deprivation.
Interesting.
Yeah, so again, it's showing that sleep is much more fundamental to biology than just brains. Because right now we always thought it was just because we have brains, that's why we need to sleep. Or creatures that had brains. We didn't know that creatures that didn't have brains needed to sleep too.
I was going to throw something inappropriate there, but I decided not to.
Keeping us down in the PG level?
Yeah,
Is that what
moving right along.
Okay. Next up, you've probably heard me talk about before about the gravitational waves and the LIGO detectors that we have in the United States, which 2 years ago detected the gravitational waves of two black holes merging. Well, very recently, there's a third detector that's been added in Italy called the Virgo Detector. And the three detectors recently detected an event. And the great thing about this is the three detectors spread across the world now give us a much, much better ability to figure out where the event happened.
Now, we're going to be sucked into one of those black holes and destroyed?
No, we're not going to be. Not in the near-term future, like in the next 100,000 years, not going to happen.
Now, would those detectors detect that?
They would not detect a black hole coming near us. What they're detecting is the ripple effect in space-time when the black holes merge, because you've got two masses spinning around each other causing ripples in space-time, and when they merge, there's a bloop effect that happens.
So it just catches the ripples, not the proximity.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So we won't know it's coming.
No, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see it.
Okay.
And I'll actually talk about that in just two more stories
Sure.
here.
Fire away.
Next up is Osiris Rex, which is a satellite that we're launching to an asteroid. Had passed by the Earth last week, and it took some pictures on its way past Earth. It's using Earth as a gravity assist to get into the proper orbit so it can catch up to the asteroid. What it's going to do is next year it's going to arrive at the asteroid, and while it's studying the asteroid, it's going to put a sample container on the asteroid to collect samples of the asteroid. Then in 2023, it is going to come back to Earth and drop off the samples into the Nevada desert.
Have they done something like that before?
They have done something similar to that with collecting
So they can
comet dust.
So they're able to land something and then reignite it and send it back out.
Well, asteroids have a very well. First of all, we did that with astronauts in the moon.
I know, but I'm talking an unmanned
Right,
thing.
and it's not going to be landing per se. What it's going to do is it's got this collector at a very long arm, and it's going to come close to the asteroid and, as it were, slam the collector into the asteroid.
So it's scooping stuff off.
Yeah, it's more like poking it, like jabbing it to get a sample. And then when it grabs the material, it's going to pull it back. And they are planning that they may have to do 2 or 3 attempts to get enough.
So it's not
material.
actually landing. It's kind of flying with it.
Yeah, it's flying with it. It's going to be flying with it for a couple of years. It's going to be flying with it for about 3 years. So it's going to be doing a lot of orbits, and sometime during the process, it's going to slam the collector onto the asteroid and pick it back up again. And then in 2023, it's going to drop the collected samples off on Earth, and the satellite itself is going to continue on to orbit the sun after that.
No, I just saw something in the news about that probe going into the sun.
No, there's other stuff that we've got going into.
Is that the Cassini?
No, Cassini entered into Saturn's atmosphere.
Just want to let you know, Darnell's texting inappropriate comments from Florida.
Oh.
So, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, and this is the time that I miss you, Darnell.
He just wanted to know about alien body parts.
Of course. And this is the part where I know the listening audience would never understand, but just me watching Darnell trying to fidget as he's trying to keep it under R-rated in the comments.
Or we're just looking for an opening, an opportunity.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
And finally, you may not have noticed, but on September 23rd, the world did not end.
I thought he just got the date wrong and they're just recalculating.
Or it's a case of, well, the world did end and it was reborn in a new way. A lot of times the reason I bring that up is because NASA keeps on having to... Yeah. NASA keeps on having to re-update their Beyond 2012 webpage. NASA created a webpage for 2012. It was like, this is why the world is not going to end. And they have to keep on, okay, this is the next, thing that, okay, yeah. We're not changing any of the text. We're just, this is another person that made a claim. And here's the exact same reasons why they're wrong from 7 years ago.
Hey,
so
keep somebody busy.
Yeah, well, just have to go in there. Oh, another person. Okay, we'll just put another note. This person is saying that here's that same page, which we haven't changed in the past 5 years.
Okay.
So,
do you have any more stories, Alex?
No. So again, they should start mentioning the black holes thing because that's about it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you for this edition of Alex's Science Corner. Hey, out there, Radioland, if you have any questions for Alex about these stories and anything else science-related, please feel free to give him a call right now at the station at 203-837-9924.